shocking. Alex Eala just stunned Elena-Gabriela Ruse at the Cincinnati WTA 1000 and the $7.4 million event absolutely erupted as the Filipino crowd turned the Linder Family Tennis Center into a fortress of noise. A 21-year-old from the Philippines, seeded 17th in her first ever Cincinnati main draw, has done it again. Nobody expected it to end like this. A straight sets demolition of seasoned WTA veteran Elena-Gabriela Ruse, a crowd that refused to stop roaring, and a Filipina sensation proving that the Eala effect isn't just real, it's unstoppable. The story of Alex Eala's Cincinnati arrival begins not on the court, but in the streets of Mason, Ohio, where thousands of Filipino fans transformed the Linder Family Tennis Center into the latest outpost of Barangay Eala. And they didn't waste a single moment. Eala arrived in Ohio fresh off a grueling North American swing that had seen her capture her first WTA title in Washington, extend her winning streak to 7 matches, and reach the round of 16 in Toronto before falling to Belinda Bencic. The brief break, a haircut, some time with friends, a chance to breathe, was exactly what she needed. "I definitely will take maybe 2 days off," she had said after Toronto. "I need to get a haircut. I haven't gotten a haircut in a while. My nails are grown out." Now she was back and the crowd was waiting. The Cincinnati Open, a $7.4 million WTA 1000 event, represented something historic for the 21-year-old Filipina. For the first time in her career, Eala had earned a seeding in a WTA 1000 tournament, number 17, her highest billing yet on tour. The seeding came with a first-round bye, a luxury she had never enjoyed before. Not long ago, she would either be given wild cards or have to battle through qualifying. Now she was a legitimate force, packing venues and commanding attention wherever she went. And the Filipino community in Ohio was ready. While Cincinnati's Filipino population is estimated to be between 1,000 and 2,000, Ohio as a whole is home to nearly 17,000 Filipino Americans. And they were determined to fill the stands. The same phenomenon that had turned Washington and Toronto into Little Manila was about to happen again. The practice courts were surrounded by fans waving Philippine flags. The stadium that would host Eala's matches was buzzing with anticipation. The internet was already exploding with videos of her welcome. Eala was set to face WTA number 77 Elena-Gabriela Ruse of Romania, and the matchup immediately caught attention. The Manila Times reported that Eala had a 0-1 record against Ruse, having lost a tough 3-set battle in the 2024 US Open qualifying rounds. But the crowd didn't care about the numbers. They cared about their hero. Eala herself was overwhelmed by the love. "It's an amazing experience. It's nice to see that the Filipino community is really showing up and enjoying tennis," she said, adding that she hoped the support would help grow the sport and give fans something new and joyful to experience. Barangay Toronto had been a success. Barangay Cincinnati was just beginning, and the tennis world was about to witness what happens when an entire community decides to show up for its own. Before Alex Eala could conquer the $7.4 million Cincinnati Open, she had to face a new challenge, Elena-Gabriela Ruse, the Romanian veteran who stood between Eala and another major Cincinnati breakthrough. A player who had beaten her before, a player who knew how to make her uncomfortable, and a player who had just pulled off a major upset by defeating a highly experienced opponent in the opening round. Eala knew exactly what she was walking into. The history between Alex Eala and Elena-Gabriela Ruse added another layer of intrigue. Their previous meeting came in the 2024 US Open qualifiers, where Ruse survived a hard-fought 3-set battle against the Filipina. This time, however, everything was different. This was a WTA 1000 event. The stakes were higher, the pressure was greater, and thousands of Filipino fans were watching. "They can maybe relax a bit because they will see me on court very soon," Eala had said with a smile, acknowledging the massive Filipino support that had turned Cincinnati into a home game. But inside, she knew the challenge was real. Ruse had earned her place in the second round with a gritty performance, and now she was standing between Eala and a potential third-round showdown with a top seed. What made Ruse dangerous wasn't simply her ranking. It was her experience, resilience, and ability to frustrate opponents with her defense and extend rallies far beyond what they expected. Eala remembered their first meeting. Ruse had pushed her physically, disrupted her rhythm, and forced her to fight for every point. The Romanian veteran had spent years competing at the highest level of professional tennis, and she knew exactly how to make life difficult for a rising star like Eala. But this time, Eala wasn't the same player who had walked onto the qualifying court in 2024. She arrived in Cincinnati with more confidence, more experience, a career-high WTA 1000 seeding, and an entire Filipino community behind her. But this time, the momentum was on my side. Eala had just won her first WTA title in Washington, extended her winning streak to 7 matches, defeated world number 3 Jessica Pegula in the final, and climbed to a career-high world number 20 ranking. And now she had a legion of Filipino fans ready to roar her toward another victory. The brief break in Toronto, a haircut, some time with friends, and a chance to breathe, was exactly what she needed. "I definitely will take maybe 2 days off, a day or two," Eala had said after Toronto. "I need to get a haircut. I haven't gotten a haircut in a while. My nails are grown out. So yeah, I'll do a couple things just to get my mind off tennis." That short reset gave her the chance to recharge mentally and physically. Now she was back, focused, and ready to remind the world why the Eala effect was becoming impossible to ignore. The stage was set, the crowd was roaring, and Alex Eala was ready to deliver a performance that would answer every question about whether she could handle the pressure of a WTA 1000 event. The match began, and from the very first point, it was clear that Eala had come to play. Elena-Gabriela Ruse, the experienced Romanian veteran, started aggressively, holding serve in the opening game and immediately testing Eala's backhand. The early exchanges were tense, with both players carefully feeling each other out and searching for weaknesses. Eala knew she had already faced Ruse once before, and she understood that the Romanian could make every rally physical and uncomfortable. But this time, Eala was a different player. She entered the match carrying the confidence of a WTA champion, a 7-match winning streak, and a career-high ranking of number 20. The pressure was enormous, but so was the belief behind her. And as the Filipino crowd began to roar louder with every point, Eala started finding her rhythm. The more the match progressed, the more it became clear that this wasn't the same Alex Eala who had struggled against Ruse in the past. This was a confident, battle-tested player ready to seize her moment on one of the biggest stages of her career. This was a WTA 1000 event. The stakes were higher, the pressure was greater, and the crowd was watching. Eala found her rhythm in the 4th game. A powerful forehand down the line, followed by a precise backhand cross-court, suddenly put Elena-Gabriela Ruse on the defensive. The break came, and Eala's immediate fist pump sent the crowd into another eruption. The momentum had shifted. The opening set unfolded like a classic baseline chess match. Both players fought through long rallies, with neither willing to give away cheap points. But Eala's efficiency began to make the difference. She landed 69% of her first serves and won an impressive 71.8% of those points, allowing her to stay composed during extended exchanges. Then came the turning point. Eala earned only her second break opportunity of the set and converted it when it mattered most. She protected the advantage and closed out the opening set 6-3. But Ruse wasn't finished. The Romanian veteran raised her level in the second set, serving with greater authority and applying more pressure on Eala's return games. The rallies became shorter, the tempo increased, and suddenly Eala found herself trailing 4-5, staring at the possibility of a deciding set. This was the moment that could define the match. Instead of panicking or overhitting, Eala leaned into her strengths, depth, patience, movement, and smart court positioning. Even when her first serve wasn't landing consistently, she remained composed and won a remarkable 76% of her second serve points, neutralizing Ruse's attacks and refusing to give away easy opportunities. With the crowd roaring behind her, Eala held serve to force a tiebreak. Now everything came down to a handful of points. The pressure was enormous, but Eala had already shown that she could handle it. The Cincinnati crowd went silent for a moment as the two players prepared for the decisive battle, and then the first point of the tiebreak began. Then Eala completely took control in the tiebreak. Her clarity and composure stood out. She attacked Elena-Gabriela Ruse's second serve, dictated the rallies from the first shot, and surged to a 7-2 finish. The final scoreline read 6-3, 7-6-2. Eala closed the match in just 1 hour and 48 minutes, with minimal drama during the final stretch. She had done it again. She had defeated a seasoned WTA veteran who had pushed her hard in their previous meeting, and she had done it on one of the biggest stages in tennis. But what made the victory even sweeter was what came next. Eala had shown that she could handle the pressure, survive the toughest moments, and deliver when it mattered most. The 21-year-old Filipina had proven that the Eala effect wasn't just about the crowd. It was about the player, and the crowd was only getting started. The victory was sweet, but what happened next was even sweeter. As Eala walked off the court at the Lindner Family Tennis Center, the roar from the crowd was deafening. It was the same kind of energy that had echoed through Sobeys Stadium in Toronto and filled the William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center in Washington. That roar had become the soundtrack to Alex Eala's remarkable summer. The $7.4 million Cincinnati Open had been transformed into another sea of Filipino pride, and the tennis world was watching in disbelief. The scenes were reminiscent of what had happened in Toronto just days earlier. Philippine flags were draped over railings throughout the stands. Fans wore custom Eala shirts. Children held signs reading "Fight, Believe, Represent," while chants of "Let's go Alex" echoed throughout the stadium. The atmosphere inside the Lindner Family Tennis Center was electric. And despite Cincinnati having a much smaller Filipino community than Toronto, the support was extraordinary. Cincinnati's Filipino population is estimated at roughly 1,100 to 2,000, while Ohio as a whole is home to nearly 17,000 Filipino Americans. Yet fans had traveled to Mason to support their hero, turning the tournament into something that felt much bigger than a tennis match. And the players were taking notice. Coco Gauff, the world number 4 and reigning US Open champion, had already praised Eala's impact on the sport. "I like that Alex brings a whole new demographic to the WTA Tour," Gauff said. "I think what she's doing for the sport of tennis is great. She's a great role model for people to look up to." The message was becoming impossible to ignore. Alex Eala wasn't simply winning matches anymore. She was bringing an entire community with her, and Cincinnati was becoming the latest chapter in that extraordinary rise. Jessica Pegula, the world number 3 who fell to Eala in the Washington final, had an even more direct message for the Filipino fans who came out to support. "You guys are helping grow tennis around the world," she said after the match. "Being a female athlete being in tennis, we love to see that growth." And that growth was on full display in Cincinnati. The crowd wouldn't stop. Fans refused to leave. Even after Eala's victory, the stadium didn't empty. The Philippine flags remained in the stands, the chants continued, and the community that had made the tournament their own was celebrating right alongside her. In her post-match interview, Eala addressed the fans who had transformed Cincinnati into a home away from home. "Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat," she said. "I see you guys every week. I see how much you love your fellow Filipinos.